Welcome to England. This is a land where history has been preserved almost intact in every city, village, and landscape. Across more than 2,000 years of history, each era has left clear marks on architecture and urban structure. Because of this, traveling in England is not simply about sightseeing, but rather like walking through layers of history that still exist in present-day life. Alongside cities shaped by academic traditions and political power, the English countryside stands out with its ancient stone villages, green meadows, and its characteristically slow pace of life. For that reason, walking becomes the best way to fully experience the beauty of this land. And the journey begins from the very center of England. London. Located on the River Thames, the largest tidal river in England. It is this river that has determined how London was formed, developed, and functioned for nearly 2,000 years. The Thames is a natural transport route that stretches deep into the English interior and opens directly to the North Sea. Because of this feature, as early as the Roman era, people chose the most convenient section of the river to build a port and a bridge. The City of London was born from that moment. As trade expanded, its position along both maritime and river trade routes helped London become one of the most important maritime gateways in Europe. This geographical factor created the city's unique structure. The oldest parts of London are closely aligned along both banks of the Thames. From there, the city gradually expanded outward in an arc-like pattern. When standing on major bridges such as Tower Bridge or Waterloo Bridge, it is easy to see how London literally revolves around the river. The Thames also explains why London has such a dense and diverse system of bridges. Each bridge is not only a piece of infrastructure, but also a historical landmark. London is not a place meant to be explored through isolated attractions, but rather a city best discovered along the axis of the river. The climate is also strongly influenced by the river and the nearby sea. London is less harsh than many cities at the same latitude. At the same time, the humidity and the thin layers of mist typical of estuary regions help create an atmosphere that feels both historic and mysterious. London is also a meeting point of many cultural layers. As a commercial gateway for centuries, the city has welcomed immigrants, merchants, and scholars from across the world. This has created a London of remarkable diversity: Indian neighborhoods, Middle Eastern markets, traditional English pubs, historic theaters, modern museums, all existing side by side within the same city. And after leaving a city born from water, the journey moves to a place where nature directly shaped how people live and experience the landscape. Cambridge. The River Cam flowing through the city shaped the way Cambridge developed. Historic colleges were built along the riverbanks. forming a unique environment, an academic city where architecture, landscape, and daily life all revolve around knowledge. The Cam is not a large river. It is narrow, gently winding through low grasslands and flat terrain in the region of East Anglia. This calm and stable landscape created a very consistent environment for scholarly communities to live and work over long periods of time. When the University of Cambridge emerged in the 13th century, colleges began to be built along the riverbanks where land was spacious and the surroundings quiet. Rather than becoming a noisy commercial center, Cambridge developed as a collection of enclosed academic communities, each with its own courtyard, chapel, library, and residence. These buildings face the river, forming a continuous architectural sequence. This layout created one of Cambridge's most distinctive travel experiences, punting on the River Cam. Unlike motorboats or tourist ferries, punting moves slowly. The guide stands at the back of the boat and uses a long pole to push against the riverbed, allowing the boat to glide gently forward. This slow movement perfectly suits the atmosphere of Cambridge, where everything seems designed for observation and reflection. Passing through the area known as the Backs, visitors can see some of the university's most famous buildings, Gothic halls, ancient stone bridges, and wide lawns that stretch to the water's edge. One particularly iconic structure is the Mathematical Bridge, a wooden bridge that clearly reflects the spirit of Cambridge, simple in appearance but based on elegant mathematical principles. Interestingly, the city has maintained its small scale and slow rhythm despite its global influence. Bicycles are the most common form of transportation. Narrow streets around the colleges are always filled with students. All bookstores, old cafes, and riverside parks create an atmosphere many describe as a city of thinking. Cambridge does not impress through grandeur or luxury. Its value lies in the space it provides for intellectual growth, an environment where architecture, nature, and lifestyle all serve the pursuit of learning. The journey then leads to a place where history and nature blend in an entirely different way, creating one of the oldest preserved landscapes in England. York. A medieval city preserved almost intact, where the entire urban center is still surrounded by ancient city walls. This structure makes York one of the rare places in England where visitors can clearly feel the atmosphere of a true medieval city. The city wall stretches about 3.4 kilometers and was built in the 13th century. Remarkably, it still remains almost complete today. Walking along the walls is the best way to understand York. From above, the old city reveals itself with tightly packed sloping rooftops, winding narrow streets, and ancient stone churches. The urban space here has not expanded in a modern style, but retains the compact structure of an old defensive city. This layout created some of the most memorable streets visitors encounter in York. The most famous is the Shambles, a narrow street lined with timber houses leaning forward. The upper floors nearly touch each other, making the street feel narrow and slightly dark. Interestingly, this design was not meant to look historic. It originally helped shade the food shops below. The visual centerpiece of the city is York Minster, a massive Gothic cathedral rising above the low rooftops. From many streets in the old city, visitors can see the cathedral tower standing prominently on the skyline, serving as a natural landmark for navigation. Because of its compact and historic structure, York is an ideal city to explore on foot. In just a few hours, visitors can walk from the ancient walls through medieval streets, step into old tea rooms, and end the journey in a traditional English pub. If you had the chance to walk along these ancient city walls on a quiet afternoon, how would you prefer to explore York, wandering through medieval streets, or finding a small tea house to sit and watch the old city slowly unfold before you? And then the journey gradually opens into another landscape, where the beauty of England is no longer told through ancient walls, but through the harmony between architecture and the natural landscape. Baths. Bath possesses one of the very rare natural hot spring systems in all of England. This unique geological phenomenon shaped the city's origin, its architecture, and even how people experience the city today. The hot spring water begins as rainwater that seeps deep underground, is heated by geothermal activity, and rises back to the surface at about 46 degrees Celsius. Nearly 2,000 years ago, when the Romans arrived in this region, they quickly recognized the value of these hot springs and built a large public bathing complex. From that moment, Bath gradually became a famous spa destination in England. The hot springs also shaped the architecture of the city. Many iconic buildings were constructed around the ancient baths, creating a very harmonious urban layout. Most buildings in Bath are made from Bath stone, a distinctive honey-colored limestone from Somerset. When sunlight hits the stone, the entire city glows with a warm golden tone. One of the most famous structures is the Royal Crescent, a curved row of 30 connected houses facing a wide lawn. This design reflects the Georgian architectural style of the 18th century, when Bath became a luxurious resort for the British aristocracy. Walking along the Royal Crescent in the afternoon, visitors can clearly feel the perfect balance between architecture and natural scenery. Visitors can explore the Roman baths, where the ancient bathing pools and Roman water systems remain preserved. Nearby, the Thermi Bath Spa allows visitors to bathe in modern mineral pools, including a rooftop pool overlooking the historic city. Thanks to its small scale and architectural unity, Bath feels very different from many other tourist cities in England. The atmosphere is both historic and relaxing, more like a historic spa resort than a large urban center. Large cities often tell the story of history and architecture. But to truly understand England, sometimes you must look towards small villages where landscape, lifestyle, and architecture naturally blend together over centuries. Bibury. Bibury is known for its nearly perfect harmony between rural architecture and the natural landscape of the Cotswolds. It is one of the rare places where the entire village seems to have developed alongside the surrounding scenery, making the boundary between buildings and nature almost disappear. Bibury lies in a small valley of the River Combe, a narrow and shallow river flowing through the green meadows of the Cotswolds. The gentle terrain, low hills, and distinctive limestone geology of the region strongly influenced how the village was built. Most houses are made from Cotswold limestone, famous for its warm, honey-colored tone. Over time, the stone blends naturally with the grass, soil, and sunlight of the English countryside, creating a very soft and harmonious color palette. The most famous landmark in Bibury is Arlington Row, a row of small stone cottages dating back to the 14th century. Originally, these buildings were wool storage houses serving the medieval wool industry, a key economic activity of the Cotswolds. Later, the buildings were converted into homes for weavers, forming a row of slightly leaning stone houses with distinctive sloped roofs. Viewed from the small road in front, the moss-covered roofs line up in one of the most iconic rural scenes in England. Unlike major tourist cities, the experience in Bibury revolves around the slow rhythm of village life. Visitors often walk along the River Combe. Small stone bridges, wooden fences, and flower gardens in front of houses create a peaceful countryside atmosphere. What makes Bibury special is the feeling that the village has barely changed for centuries. There are no tall buildings, no large commercial districts. There are narrow roads, low stone walls, and the quiet rhythm of rural England. Because of this, Bibury is often considered a miniature representation of the Cotswolds, a place where beauty does not come from grandeur, but from the delicate balance between humans and the landscape. But as the journey leaves behind the small villages hidden among green fields, the picture of England shifts again toward another village where ancient architecture seems placed perfectly within the cinematic landscape of the southwestern countryside. Castle Combe. Castle Combe is a village where the entire architectural space has remained almost unchanged for centuries. This remarkable preservation is why Castle Combe is often considered one of the most beautiful villages in England. The village sits in a small valley in Wiltshire, where the Bibury stream flows gently through its center. The low and enclosed terrain helped Castle Combe develop as a small, isolated community where buildings were constructed close together around the village square. Most houses are still built from the characteristic yellow limestone of the Cotswolds, creating a rare architectural consistency. At the center of the village stands Market Cross, a small stone cross from medieval times that once marked the location of village markets. From here, small stone streets extend outward in different directions, leading to historic houses with steep roofs and small windows. Without modern advertisements or intrusive new buildings, the entire village feels like stepping into a historical painting. One of the most famous views of Castle Combe can be seen from the stone bridge crossing the Bibury stream. From this point, visitors can see rows of old stone houses lining the small road, with the tower of St. Andrew's Church rising behind them in the valley. This scene appears in many historical films because it requires almost no alteration to recreate medieval England. Travel in Castle Combe is therefore very simple, walking slowly along stone paths, observing architectural details, small gardens in front of houses, and the clear stream flowing through the village. The quiet atmosphere and small scale make it feel like a corner of England that has preserved the rhythm of centuries past. If you had only one morning in Castle Combe, would you choose to stand on the stone bridge watching the village wake up in the morning mist, or slowly walk through the stone streets searching for the perfect photo of England's most beautiful historic village? And as the ancient villages fade behind, the journey opens a completely different chapter of English history, where humans created a mysterious monument thousands of years before cities or villages even existed. Stonehenge. A circle of massive standing stones erected in the middle of an open plain, a design that appears to have been calculated with remarkable precision thousands of years ago. The combination of scale, location, and the mystery surrounding its purpose has made Stonehenge one of the most famous prehistoric monuments in the world. Stonehenge stands on Salisbury Plain, a vast landscape of flat terrain with almost no trees. This open environment highlights the stone circle completely when viewed from afar. The stones, some weighing tens of tons, stand upright with horizontal slabs placed on top, forming the iconic circular structure. What makes Stonehenge extraordinary is not only the size of the stones, but also the precision of their arrangement. The monument's main axis aligns with the sunrise during the summer solstice. That morning, sunlight shines directly through the axis of Stonehenge, a moment many researchers believe held ceremonial or astronomical meaning for ancient communities. The greatest mystery of Stonehenge remains who built it and why. The monument is believed to have begun around 5,000 years ago and was constructed in multiple phases. Some theories suggest it functioned as a ceremonial center connected to solar cycles, while others propose it may have served as an important burial site for ancient communities. Today, the travel experience at Stonehenge is not simply about standing before giant stones. What makes it powerful is the surrounding landscape, which remains largely untouched. Walking through the wide grasslands, visitors can clearly feel the isolation of the monument within the open landscape. This simplicity of scenery, just sky, grass, and ancient stones, gives Stonehenge a feeling very different from typical historical sites. It feels like a silent question of history, standing quietly in nature for thousands of years. And from this ancient monument rising from a quiet plain, England is often remembered through familiar symbols, royal palaces, red double-decker buses, or historic streets. But when you look a little deeper, you realize that this country is made up of many very different layers of landscape. Some places are cities where history and knowledge have developed across centuries. Some are small villages resting quietly among green fields, where architecture and nature blend naturally. And there are also places where the marks of time are not written in history books, but in the stones, seas, and landforms of the planet itself. It is this diversity that makes every journey in England feel like turning the pages of a great book, each place telling a different story about history, people, and nature. And perhaps the most fascinating part of travel is not how far you go, but understanding why a place becomes special. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next exploration. Who knows, in the next video, we might open another new land together, with stories that have yet to be told.